Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Marie and I'm from Memphis, and today you're going to watch me do a gel manicure on natural nails with French tip featuring Modelones. I use their primer, their base coat, their color coat, and the top coat, and the white as the color. So right now I'm filing my nails, and then I'll move on to doing some cuticle work and then applying polish. And as I do my nails, I'm going to talk about why I retired as a nail tech and why I started my YouTube videos since I've retired. So to begin with, I'm from Memphis and I went to college at UT, so go Vols. And then I didn't finish, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. So beauty has always been on the table. I told my mom after I graduated college that I would go to beauty school because she was a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Tennessee. And I've always had a passion for beauty, just in general. Hair, makeup, nails, skincare, just in general. I've always enjoyed pampering myself and just in general, taking care of my hygiene, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, the whole nine. So after, like I said, I didn't finish school, I figured my life out around 2016. And in 2017, I moved from Florida to Wisconsin, and I went to school in Wisconsin. And I finished my certification in nails, but I didn't want to live in Wisconsin. I couldn't deal with the cold. Like I said, I'm a southerner. That was just too intense for me and my car. So I came back down south, went back home. I worked since I couldn't transfer my certification over to Tennessee because of the hours. I was like, well, where do I go? So I was like, well, you can go back to Florida. So I was like, okay. So I went back to Florida, saved my money, and I moved to Tampa. No job, no nothing, just found a place and moved. And when I got there, I first started at a nail shop. Well, first, actually, what I did was I found a school that would endorse me. So I had to get endorsed. So I found a school that endorsed me. And I paid them like $400, and they sent off to the state board saying that they reviewed my grades, which were all A's, and that I passed my course. So they basically made it look like I went to their school, and they didn't test me or anything because my hours transferred over. I think I got 400 hours in Wisconsin, but Florida only wanted it like 260, like 300. Something like that. It's even less now, but we don't have to talk about that right now. So anyway, I got endorsed like 2 weeks later. They sent me my license like a week later. It was really quick. And then I started working in a shop out in Wesley Chapel, if anybody knows where it's at. And I worked there, and I worked at another place because I wasn't making enough to make ends meet. I mean, it was a new salon. It was a full service salon. They actually did hair more than anything. And they did nails. So I was one of like 2 nail techs, and like I said, I wasn't really making any money. So I tried to go work at this other place. It was short-lived. I went for like 3 days. It was horrible. I didn't even care about the money on the 3rd day. I was like, you know what, no, like this is just not my vibe. And then I applied at a luxury salon, just nail salon, that was opening up in downtown Channelside, Tampa. So I applied there, I interviewed, and I got hired. And during my interview, I let her know that I was actually interested in going to aesthetic school. So at some point, I was going to go get my skincare license in Florida as well. And she was cool with it. So that was in 2018. And I worked there for just a few months. Like I said, I planned to go to aesthetic school, so that's what I did. I went to skincare school in Tampa, and I graduated there in 2019. So I only did nails professionally for a few months. So basically from the summer of 2018 until the fall of December 2018. And then I went on to do skincare, and at the time I worked at a restaurant while I finished school. And then after I finished school, I actually went on to become a Brazilian waxer. So I stopped doing nails for a while, actually, professionally. So that was in 2019, which is also the same year I found out I was going to have a baby. So I gave birth to that baby in 2020. And it was right before a pandemic. So we were okay for a while, or a little while. And then the pandemic happened. So obviously I was out of work for a long while. And then I went back to work in October of 2020, and I applied at a school and to become a part-time nail instructor. They hired me. I was super excited. I started working there in St. Petersburg, Florida, and everything was okay, like, at first. Like, they told me there was some drama and things were changing, things needed to change, and I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with change. Like, sometimes I'll struggle, but overall, like, I'm fine. Like, I can function through it and make it through it. But they started changing stuff that just really didn't even make sense. Like, I was in the building with everyone else, like in the main building, but because they also had a massage therapy program, they were in a building that was connected because it was in a strip mall, but you still had to go outside to access that other building. And in between, or the other part of the building, but in between the two buildings, there was this room totally outside of where the cosmetologists are, where the skincare students normally are, just completely outside. And I was like, okay, they took us out there. We didn't have running water, but like a sink in the bathroom, like, but no real running water like you would need for a pedicure. It was, like I said, it was isolated. It was outside. It was just ridiculous. And then they were just like, my thing is about my coworkers, I don't want to hear my coworkers complain all the time. So they just seemed like they were unhappy. And it just didn't seem like it was working out. Like I said, I had a new baby. My family had to come from Tennessee and help me out. One sister did move, but still, she was starting her life and everything, trying to get settled. So it just didn't seem like it really worked out. Plus my mom left. So I ended up quitting there. I found another job up in Clearwater, which is where I was living at. And it was awesome. It was a full service spa. They hired me as like a supervisor, basically. I was over the spa department, so which included massage therapists. So that was a conflict there because obviously I'm not a massage therapist, but still it wasn't about me showing them how to do their job, but more or less like doing inventory when we did have like trainings to be a part of it. If there was any type of feedback that my peers needed, to do that. Like I honestly, I'm not meant to be in like a supervisor role. Like that's just too much pressure for me. I'm a worker bee, okay? Like, I don't have to be the queen bee, like, and instruct people and tell people what to do. So, just from the experience at the school with the students, and then going over to the spa and being in that supervisor role where I made more money than them, I think, my hourly. But overall, I really loved the experience. I got certified. More certifications. Got to do more nails on clients again because like as a teacher I wasn't servicing clients. I was being a teacher, but as a nail tech in Clearwater I was on the beach. It was awesome. Every Tuesday I went across the street for Taco Tuesdays. It's the best tacos I've ever had, really. Anyway, I loved it. Like I said, I got certifications and most of it was like related to aesthetics, but I got certified in dermaplaning. I got certified as a PCA expert. What else did I get certified in? Oh, I think I also got certified in maybe microcurrent. I'm not sure, but I definitely got training in that. I also got training in how to do brow lamination, so that was pretty cool. And I met some cool people. Like, I really love the vibe of the spa. It's a Redken salon. It's really, 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 nice. That's probably like the best way for me to put it. It's not a cheaper. It's definitely not Chop Shop. There's some who's who that show up there. So it's overall, that's my vibe. That's very, very grateful for having that job and meeting the people that I met there. But unfortunately, I had to leave because I got pregnant again. And my spouse's job moved us back to Tampa. I know I keep saying like I'm already in Tampa, but we moved all around between Pinellas County and Hillsborough County, if you know the area, But anyway, ended up moving because I couldn't stay at my job because the apartment that we found was affordable. It was affordable, and we know how temp is now, but it was affordable at the time. So I had to go where we could afford and closer to his job because his job made more money anyway. So that's where we went. That's what happened. And from there, I had my baby. So after I moved to Tampa, I found a job at Frenchie's, actually. It's a really popular place. There's some franchises around the country, definitely in this southeastern corner of the U.S. and maybe even the northeastern corner, too. I do see it up north some places. But it's a really, really fun concept as far as it being clean, which is important to me. And they really are awesome at nail art. Like, I'm not the most artsy person. Like, I like watching it, I think, more than I like doing it, because number one, it's time consuming, and number two, you just really gotta know how to work on a small canvas. I like to paint and do art on larger canvases, so obviously being a nail tech is up my alley, but doing that shit on a small nail, y'all, it's hard for me, and it is super time consuming. I'll tell you about this one story. While I was pregnant at Frenchie's, and there was this lady, she wanted these flowers. Not only did she want the flowers, but she wanted gel X, and I just learned how to do gel X that year. So I learned how to do gel X in 2021. Yeah, 2021. Anyway, anxiety. I was sweating. I think I might have lost some weight during that. It was just, it gives me anxiety sometimes. So, especially if it's like a type of art that I'm not familiar with, that I don't practice with, y'all. Since having kids, I don't do as art as much as I used to. So me doing these YouTube videos is my segue back into trying to be more creative and artistic, and also servicing myself. So, I mean, I gotta keep my nails done, or I need to anyway. So that leads me to like how I retired. So I moved home back to Memphis, and I ended up at a chop shop. Now, it's probably one of the best chop shops I could ever work at. I really enjoyed working there. After I cried, because I cried twice in my car, like within the first 2 weeks. Like I said, totally different vibe, but I went with it. I actually made really good money for me. Making over $3,000 a month actually was pretty good for me, and it helped me, sustain my life here, get, readjusted and everything. But it was not actually long-term sustainable. Economy just really tanked. And being a nail tech in Tampa versus being a nail tech in Memphis are just like not the same. So I ended up needing to quit, and I got a state job. So I work for the state of Tennessee now, and I'm doing YouTube videos, like I said, so I can keep my nails done and also share my art, share my experiences with you guys. Like I said, this is my first voiceover, but it won't be my last. So this is how I've done my nails today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments, and I'll try to respond. Like and subscribe, all the YouTube-y stuff. Do that. And I guess I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Be beautiful and be blessed. Or be blessed and be beautiful. Both. Do that. Bye.